Well, it was like almost a summery day. I think we had a couple days of spring, and now it was in the upper 80s here today. Beautiful day, nice breeze blowing. I sure hope we can get some rain next year. I'll put the graph on here, but this year was even less rain up to this point than the drought year 6 years ago. 6 years ago, um, as the least amount of rainfall since 1960. I'll put the graphs on, and it's disappointing because the Thomas fire really scorched our hills, and we don't want to end up looking like those hills down there by Palm Springs. You know, there's brown, burnt. I wonder if that's how they end up getting like this. They're still green up there, but not like this, like it's supposed to be. It was completely ablaze, the whole range, all the way from Topo over there past the gorge. I know it was all on fire because I was right here. I came over here. They evacuated our town, and I stayed and watched our houses. And I knew it wouldn't come down. I knew it wouldn't come down the river because there was no offshore. There was no typical wind. It was, to me, well, I have my own thoughts about it, but very unusual winds. Obviously, when there's Santa Ana, or this is the river, it flows right towards Ventura, and it blows sometimes. And I've been here when fire would come over this hill in the, I don't know, 1980, and it stirred up Santa Ana. Or if there is a Santa Ana without a fire, they go down the river. That night, the fire came from over by Santa Paula and came this way. The prevailing winds always, right now, every day, go this way. If they don't go that way, they go Santa Ana. But our prevailing winds go that way. And the fire started way over there. And I'd been up for a day. You know, the fire had been going for a couple of days. I got to take a nap, and I'm about to go out. And I'm watching the houses. So I'm in the house for a while. I wake up, and it's over there, and I go, okay, the wind's going to go that way, and going down the Santa Clarita River is past our valley there, and everything in the wind and everything. I woke up about 40 minutes later, and the fire had gone from over there, which is, I don't know, 50 miles. All the mountains were on fire. And again, there wasn't a whole lot more wind than there is right now. In my mind, I was like, well, why would they set all? Somebody had to have done it. I go, naturally the fire wouldn't have gone that way. It wouldn't have gone that way. That rapid without wind. The fire starts its own wind up, kind of, but it was unusual. We'll leave it at that. But it took it right down to the nub, and all the greenery up there. And had we had a normal or a significant rainfall this year, it wouldn't be so bad, but it'll come back. I'm sure it'll come back. And in the meantime, we'll enjoy it just the same. The fire kind of cut off that way, and so this didn't burn too bad. And that, if you followed this trail, it'll take you on to Santa Barbara, San Ynez, and everything. If you went up the gorge, you go to Bakersfield, and out in the desert, follow this range, and you go to San Gabrielinos if you wanted to walk that far, and down the river, of course, you pop out in Ventura. And all those directions and all that availability of travel, this area right here was a commerce. They had commerce through all these places. They'd find maybe sage chert or a good arrowhead stone came from the desert. I believe it did. But these guys had fish and had shells and had, you know, it's like today. You trade what you, and they'd find mineral shells, something that would indicate that, wait a minute, that doesn't grow or come from here. They had commerce all the way out to the outer Channel Islands. That was one of the things that made this particular group of natives unusual is they made their boats not out of a whole dugout tree. They were making planks, and that's why Carpinteria is called La Carpinteria, the carpenter shop. There's tar there oozing out of the ground. They made their planks by hand, of course, and then stitched them together, and then caulked them with the tar that comes right up out of the ground there at Carp and always will. That's why the oil rigs were out there and everything. So, but can you imagine going out into the ocean and even on a calm day, but and spearing with four guys, and none of you are over 5 foot, and you're paddling this boat out that has no motor, no safety, no nothing, out in the middle of the ocean. It's bound together with tar and twine that you've woven, and you're going to spear a 1,500-pound marlin, uh, wrestle it in, and bring it back to shore. The marlin's bigger than the boat and probably weighs more than the 4 or 5 guys and the shaman at the bow that were in it. We fish out there, and, and it's just amazing that the things that they did and could do. No power, no electricity. I mean, no Home Depot, no chumash casino, but they had this. And there's so much food down here. There's elderberry, there's cherry, there's rose